Good morning. My name is Len Rubino, and today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about my book. And the reason I'm bringing this to your attention is I showed this book to a new employee today, and they were flabbergasted. She said, "This is what I've been thinking about all my life. How come nobody wrote this down before?" So if you're in that boat, maybe this will help you out. The name of my book is Success and Happiness One Day at a Time. Let me tell you how I started writing this book. After many, many years of going in and out of businesses, I wanted to write a success manual. Something that, you see all the time, sales manuals for success books for salesmen and things like that. So I figured, I've been a salesman for 40 years. I know all there is about sales, so let me write about that. So I got out the book, got out my pad and pen, and I started to write. Well, I got about a month into the writing, and I read over my book, what I had at that point, and I said, there's nothing new here. Everything that I wrote down was already printed 1,000 times, and people have been sick and tired, I guess, of seeing stuff like this. So I don't know what to do. So I put the book down, and I tried to forget about it. Well, that night, 2 o'clock in the morning, I wake up again as usual, and I've got all these thoughts going through my mind, and I fought myself, and I went back to sleep. And I got up the next day, and I couldn't remember anything that I had thought about that night before. So that day, I happened to be watching a video on Dr. Wayne Dyer, and he said that if you're accustomed to waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning or somewhere between the hours of 2 and 5, don't go back to sleep. This is God's business hours. And this is when you get the ideas that are being passed through your subconscious mind to you on something you've been thinking about. So I said, well, that's interesting. So the next night I woke up at 2 o'clock again as usual. And I had a bunch of pads of paper and pen rather. And I just started writing. Well, I must have wrote for 2 hours. And when I put the book away, put the pad away and went back to sleep, got up the next morning, I couldn't remember anything I had written. But then I read it and I said, whoa, this is some good stuff. I was surprised, more than surprised, because I really didn't know I had all that stuff in me. So I decided that anytime I got up at 2 o'clock in the morning, I was going to write. About 3 months later, I had written 150,000 words. The book is titled Success and Happiness One Day at a Time. And it's a big book, as you can see, but it's really designed for you to read one page or one lesson a day. Inside the book, there is a exercise. In other words, just knowing something is not very good if you can't put it into practice. There's an affirmation. Now, an affirmation, as you will learn as I go along on these, is a command from your conscious mind to your subconscious mind to get whatever you want. And then in Points to Ponder was whatever I thought of that particular page was interesting enough to be thinking about it and reading it over again. So this book is 12 chapters long, 365 days or 365 pages, and it goes from, I'll just read you chapters. First chapter is on love. We all can use that one, right? Second chapter is the happiness. In my opinion, the purpose of life is to pursue happiness. Third is attraction. I learned all about the law of attraction as I was writing this book. I've looked back on all my life, and everything I ever wanted, I attracted to me. And I can remember saying to myself hundreds of times, whatever I need walks in the door. So that was the law of attraction. I was attracting the right people to me. I was attracting the right circumstances to myself. Then I got into the mind, chapter 4. We have 3 minds. We have a conscious mind, which is our body, a subconscious mind, which is our soul, and a superconscious mind, which is the mind of God. And that's the way the system works. I will go into this a little deeper in another video, but the conscious mind gives the command to the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind attracts the positive reaction to whatever the command is, and God makes it happen. The 5th chapter is on faith. Now, I don't mean religious faith, I mean faith. Faith in yourself, faith in if you do the right things, good things will happen to you. Faith is that if you are in control of your body, in control of your mind, that you're going to be much better off than if you're not in control. Health. In my opinion, there's no such thing as an incurable disease. Your mind controls your body. Your subconscious mind controls your body. How do we know that? We know that because we go to sleep every night, and if we subconscious mind did not control our body, we'd probably die because we would not think enough to breathe or pump the blood through our system. So read about health if you have a problem with your health. Stress is the next chapter. 99% of the ills of this world are due to stress. Financial stress, emotional stress, mental stress, just worrying about the wrong things and anything else. So this will teach you how to eliminate stress. Next is ambition. People say, well, he's not very ambitious. How do you get to be ambitious? Ambition comes from first desire. You must have the desire to be successful or to attain something. That desire will lead to action. That action leads to ambition, and ambition leads to the desired results. Number 9 chapter is the lack of success. I put this in the book because I found out that so many people do not realize that they are the cause of their lack of success. And so I tried to identify every single thing I could think of as why people who think this way are not successful. Chapter 10 is success. Obviously, we all want success. Not only in monetary, ways, but also in every act of our life. Number 11 is form. Now with form, we get into a lot deeper spiritually and mentally of what's going on. And I was surprised when I read the chapter on form. And I know I wrote it because I was there. But like every time I read it, I find out something new. It comes out of my own writing. And then the last chapter is immortality. Immortality is, I guess, the reason why I wrote the book. I didn't know it at the time, but I know it now because people have a problem with immortality. They've been brainwashed by many religious beliefs that this life is nothing, it's just preparing for the next life, when in reality this life is what it is all there is. Once you've passed through this life, no one has ever come back to tell us what's going on in the next one. But you will find that you don't have to exactly believe on everything I say, but it will get you to think about it, and that's the reason for the book. So the book can be had, oh, by the way, it also comes in CD version because many people told me they don't have time to read. They take one look at the size of the book, and they go, holy smokes, I can't read all that. But this is great. I love this idea. There are 12 chapters or 12 discs in here, and you put one in your car every day. Turn your car into a rolling classroom. You put one of these in your car every day. Leave it on. Don't turn off the music. Turn off the sport talk. Turn off the whatever else is on your radio. And just try to teach yourself how to become successful. So here's the 12-step cadet, and here's the book. They can be had by going to www.phoenix-marketing.com.